It's a sad day in the entertainment industry as we say goodbye to a very special sci-fi icon.
And residents speak up. Hear what San Diegans have to say about their football team leaving home.
And tensions rise between Republicans and Democrats over funding our nation's defense system. We'll have the very latest.
And a change in weather might affect your weekend plans. We'll have the latest and see how you can prepare.
Hello and welcome to Newscene. I'm Nate Holmes.
And I'm Carrie Bryant. Thank you for joining us.
Shock and sadness in a small Missouri town today following a shooting rampage that has left 9 people dead. The 36-year-old suspect shot and killed 7 people at 3 different locations before turning the gun on himself. The victims were found dead in their homes. One is currently fighting for their life in a Missouri hospital. It is believed the 9th victim, who has no visible wounds, died from natural causes. The Texas County Sheriff's Department has not found any obvious motive for last night's massacre and is asking anyone with information to come forward.
And the body of 20-day-old missing baby has been discovered. Justin Reese's body was found in a swampy area of the Sacramento River earlier this week. Reese was apparently found by his mother, 23-year-old Samantha Green, who was also reported missing. Green was cooperative but too upset to say where they were when they went missing. Foul play is not suspected. The case is still under investigation.
The man accused of causing a train derailment in Oxnard is no longer behind bars while the investigation continues. 54-year-old Alejandro Sanchez says his truck got stuck on the tracks and he went to get help. He was released yesterday after investigators say the accident was not intentional. No charges have been filed. 28 people were injured in the crash. 3 are in critical condition. The Metrolink train runs from San Diego to LA County. All Southwest airplanes are back in the air after flights were disrupted earlier this week. 128 planes were grounded on Tuesday after they failed to go through inspection. The airlines were overdue to check the plane's backup hydraulic system. The FAA has agreed to let the company operate the planes while inspections are performed. The airline has until Sunday to complete those inspection procedures.
And the fate of the short-term spending bill funding the Defense Department remains up in the air this evening. Democrats and Republicans are currently at stalemate over the measure, which funds the Department of Homeland Security. Earlier today, the House rejected a bill that would have kept the DHS open for 3 more weeks.
Jihadi John, the masked man presiding over several ISIS beheading videos, has just been identified. His name is Mohammed Emwazi. He was once a privileged middle-class citizen of London. Emwazi is believed to have traveled to Syria in 2012, where he joined ISIS extremists. It is believed Emwazi was the executioner in both beheading videos of James Foley and Stephen Sotloff last year. Friends of Emwazi have spoken out, saying the masked man, now known as the face of the Islamic State, were shocked of the news of his radicalization and described him as polite and intelligent.
And the number of kidnapped Assyrians is steadily climbing. ISIS militants strong-armed the lightly guarded town of Tash and Mayram around 4 p.m. Wednesday, and at least 100 Assyrians were captured, bringing the total hostage count to 262. Around 700 families were able to escape, with the majority fleeing to St. Mary's Cathedral in Al-Hakasa, Syria.
3 teenage British girls have allegedly traveling from London to Turkey may have joined ISIS. Authorities say they were last seen on February 17th. Experts say many young people are vulnerable and are easily recruited. ISIS continues to lure young children via social media. A recently released video shows children training to use guns and learning how to fight. Their parents are speaking out, encouraging them to come home.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is the talk of political conversation following his visit to Washington, D.C. this past week. 30 Democrats opted to skip the speech given by the Prime Minister, who chose to use his time bashing White House decisions. Tensions remain high as the 2 parties remain on opposite sides in the debate on Iran's nuclear capabilities.
A decades-old debate over equal pay has been reignited after a Hollywood actress speaks out at the Oscars. Patricia Arquette accepted her Oscar for the film Boyhood and took advantage of her platform to rally for women in the U.S. to join her in her fight for equal pay.
It's our time to have wage equality once and for all and equal rights for women in the United States of America.
This past Tuesday, legislators in California introduced a bill to finally close the wage gap between men and women. The California Equal Pay Act will ensure that women across the state will have to pay comparable to their male counterparts. This includes Latinas who only make an average of 44 cents to the dollar in comparison to Caucasian women who make 84 cents. Attached to the bill will also be a no retaliation clause, which prevent any employer from punishing those who ask for equal pay.
And the internet is about to see a new era after the Federal Communications Commission voted 3-2 in favor of the net neutrality on Thursday afternoon. The FCC has imposed a set of regulations that will prevent broadband providers like Comcast, AT&T, and Verizon from blocking or stopping web traffic and creating paid fast lanes for content providers that pay more. This is expected to cause no shortage of lawsuits from the broadband industry.
There is a new ultra-sensitive test for peanut allergies. 3 chemists at the University of Connecticut have developed a new test that is capable of determining a patient's allergic reaction. Though just a few drops of blood, the test assesses the level of antibodies an allergic person's immune system generates in response to peanuts to determine the degree and severity of that individual's potential reaction. If the method found works, it could be in the market within the next few weeks.
And is Chicago Bulls star Derrick Rose costing his team a spot in the playoffs? We'll have that and more with sports coming up next.
For 40 cents, I got an egg.
A good gum.
I got a hairnet.
A kazoo.
A candy necklace.
An orange. A Band-Aid. For 40 cents, I got one of these.
I got a really great hat.
I got half a song.
Extra mayonnaise.
A stamp.
Helium. Some bling. Some fries.
Balloon dog.
Fabric softener.
This much of a Shirley Temple.
I got a mustache.
An apple.
Sprinkles.
15 minutes of parking and a ticket.
Lipstick.
2 pills a day is what it takes to stay alive if you're HIV positive. Those pills cost about 40 cents a day.
Lunch bag.
If you live in the South Bay, listen up. Police need your help to find who is responsible for vandalizing dozens of cars. Since February 12th, at least 33 vehicles have been damaged in Eastlake and Otay Ranch. Suspects are using large rocks, baseball bats, and crowbars to break car windows. Witnesses reported seeing a black Volkswagen Jetta and a late model silver Audi A4 leaving the scene. If you have any information, please contact the Chula Vista Police Department.
And a controversial North County development project is moving forward after approval by the City Council. The One Paseo project in Carmel Valley passed by a vote of 7-2. The project is a 1.4 million square foot complex of office space, condos, and retail stores. Supporters are calling it smart growth because people can live, work, and shop in one spot. Opponents claim the project will cause traffic problems to an already heavily congested areas. Councilwoman Marty Emerald and Sherry Leitner were the only ones who voted against the project.
A new stadium plan is already in the works for the Los Angeles area. The Inglewood City Council has decided to move forward with the St. Louis Rams' proposal for a new stadium. By a unanimous decision, the council says they will not hold a public vote. Construction on the project will begin later this year. Rams owner Stan Kroenke recently purchased the former Hollywood Park racetrack that will be the new site for the 80,000-seat stadium, along with office space, shops, and hotels. And emotions are running high after the Chargers announced their plans for a new stadium. Now fans are worried about what that means for our home team and how it affects many here in San Diego. A new $1.7 billion stadium plan in Carson, California is one step closer to becoming a reality. The drafting of a ballot initiative is done and expected to be made public soon. That means our San Diego Chargers could soon share a stadium with rivals, the Oakland Raiders.
honestly, it's just the rivals, and I think it's really silly for one city to have two teams.
I'm actually a Raiders fan. You know, I'm not really a Chargers fan, and I just don't see how it's gonna work out for them.
To be honest with you, when I first heard the news last week, I felt almost sick to my stomach, but I think it's just like a marketing plan, just to help keep both teams where they belong in their own cities.
San Diego Mayor Kevin Faulconer says the city and his new task force are committed to keeping the team in San Diego. The big issue now is finding a financial plan that includes possibly how much the county and maybe even taxpayers are willing to contribute.
Why should I have to pay for a new stadium? What if I don't like the Chargers, or what if I don't watch football that often to even be considered to pay for a stadium?
We need to take care of our future, not our football. The Spanos have millions, if not billions of dollars, and I think that's the corporate greed on his part to not want to build a stadium for these people.
I'd be willing to help out anyway, you know. I mean, I agree with the city vote. I mean, financially or whatever it takes to keep the Chargers in San Diego.
Over the past 54 years, the Chargers have been a source of pride and inspiration to San Diegans. But if they leave, the question remains if fans will follow.
Hey, I'm a Chargers fan now because they're the San Diego Chargers, but after that, I mean, they wouldn't really be representing San Diego anymore. So I think the fan base, like me personally, I don't know if I would drive all the way to Carson to go see a game. I mean, that's the beauty of having your own team. It's your home game. You know, it's here in your vicinity, in your city.
Part of being a San Diegan and then going to LA and then having to wear something that says Los Angeles, not San Diego, it's not Chargers, man. Chargers are San Diego, not LA.
If you want to voice your opinion about the new stadium, you can do so this Monday. The task force will have a public forum from 6 to 9 p.m. at Qualcomm Stadium. And a Save Our Boats rally will also be held before that, and it will also start at 5 p.m.
Major League Baseball and tobacco have a long history together, but that may soon be ending. Lawmakers proposed a bill banning all tobacco products in California baseball parks. The bill was proposed after the death of Mr. Padre Tony Gwynn. Gwynn died of mouth cancer after years of chewing tobacco. The state legislature is expected to view the bill on Tuesday. And now on to the latest in sports this week. What do you have for us, Angie?
Thank you, Carrie. I've got the latest on men's basketball at City College. Coming off their 20-win season, 6 of the Knights have earned themselves spots on the All-Pacific Coast Athletic Conference South team. Co-MVP sophomore Caleb Singleton was selected along with 5 other players: Chris Burton, Christian Jones, Carl Flamer, Stacy Lambert, and Marcus Brumsey. The Knights are getting ready right now for the second round of the Southern California Regional Playoffs against West Los Angeles. That'll start tonight at 7 p.m. at City College. Good luck, Knights. And the San Diego Hall of Champions added one of our city's finest and most beloved athletes to the list of honorees. On Monday, the Breitbart Hall of Fame inducted former Chargers star running back LaDainian Tomlinson and 2 local baseball players that had long successful careers in the majors. LT led the NFL in rushing in 2006 and 2007 and finished his career with 18,456 total yards and ranked second in most career rushing TDs of all time with 145 at the time of his retirement. At Monday's gala, LT had this to say about supporting the fans and keeping the Bolts in town.
Being a voice for the fans. Everywhere I walk around town, you know, that's what I hear, you know. Help the Chargers stay here. I heard it 1,000 times today, you know, and so I'm going to do my part in trying to make sure the San Diego Chargers stay in San Diego.
The 2 others being entered in the Balboa Park Shrine for local stars was Tony Clark, who attended Valhalla in Christian High School, and Chris Chambliss, a multi-star athlete at Oceanside High. Each had long-lasting careers of 15 and 17 years in the MLB. Now on to our San Diego Padres. Wednesday, the team had their first full squad workout at Pure Sports Complex in Arizona for spring training. So far, the team is looking great, and fans are very excited for the season, selling out the first home game at Petco Park in just 30 minutes. Padre ticket sales are up 81% from last season, so it's safe to say fans are ready to see the new additions to the team. The Padres picked up a lot of big-name players during the offseason, like Matt Kemp, Derek Norris, Justin Upton, and American League Rookie of the Year winner Will Myers. This is the season Padre fans deserve, and I can't wait to see how it plays out. And some bad news for the Chicago Bulls and Derrick Rose this week. Tuesday night, the Bulls announced that Rose had torn the meniscus in his right knee. Yesterday afternoon, Rose had surgery, and doctor reports said it was successful. Now the question remains, when will Rose return to the Bulls? The former MVP is looking to be cleared in 4 to 6 weeks. General manager Gar Forman said Rose could be practicing with the team by tomorrow. Bull fans are hopeful for Rose to return by the playoffs, but right now they're looking to Aaron Brooks to step up. Coming off the bench this season, Brooks is having his best overall year since 2010. And that wraps up sports for the night. Sending it back to you, Nate.
Thank you, Angie. And the U.S. is quickly becoming more pot-friendly. We'll tell you what new cities are now legalizing marijuana.
For 40 cents, I got an egg.
I just looked. I got gum.
I got a hairnet.
A kazoo.
A candy necklace.
An orange. A Band-Aid. For 40 cents, I got one of these.
I got a really great hat.
I got half a song.
Extra mayonnaise. A stamp.
Helium. Some bling. Some fries.
Balloon dog.
Fabric softener.
This much of a Shirley Temple.
I got a mustache.
An apple.
Sprinkles.
15 minutes of parking and a ticket.
Lipstick.
2 pills a day is what it takes to stay alive. If you're HIV positive, those pills cost about 40 cents a day.
Lunch bag.
Welcome back. It was 5 years ago today this week that local teen Chelsea King was sexually assaulted and killed. She had been running alone on the San Diego Trail at the time, so her parents, Brent and Kelly King, created an annual 5K called Finish Chelsea's Run. The event will take place next Saturday, March 7th, where hundreds will pay tribute to her and support their Sunflower Scholarship Fund. The King family also helped make Chelsea's law to ensure harsher penalties for sex offenders that target children. A government official is apologizing for a controversial statement about his own military service. Veteran Affairs Secretary Robert McDonald claimed he had served in the military special forces. His claim was caught on tape while attempting to connect with a homeless man in Los Angeles.
What I was trying to do is find a way to connect with that veteran. And as I said, I made a misstatement. I apologize for that. I have no excuse for it. But if you look at my 61 years of biography, you'll never find anywhere in any of my biographies that I've claimed to be part of Special Forces. I've never claimed that. It was a misstatement. It was a mistake.
Lawmakers and veteran experts publicly criticized McDonald but are accepting his apology due to his honorable past. McDonald served as Army Ranger in the Army's Airborne Division. He was recently appointed Veteran Affairs Secretary after the agency's troubles in 2012.
And the green rush continues to gain momentum as more states begin to legalize marijuana. Alaska passed the law legalizing recreational use of marijuana, making it the 3rd state to do so. Following on their heels and ignoring House Republicans, Washington, D.C. also made marijuana legal. Oregon voters also voted to legalize the drug, which will be effective in July.
And lawmakers in California are working to exempt diapers from sales tax. San Diego Assemblywoman Lorenza Gonzalez announced a bill that could make duty-free diapers become a reality after all. It could save California families around $100 a month per child. Supporters argue that this expense should fall under the same category as food since it is a health necessity. There are 6 other states which have already exempt diapers from sales tax.
Chicago is facing an eventful week in regards to the mayoral campaign happening in the Windy City this spring. County Commissioner and Hispanic contender Jesus Garcia took a victory home on Tuesday night after the first round of Chicago mayor's mayor's elections. Taking 34% of the votes, leaving current mayor Raheem Emanuel with less than 50% of those forcing a runoff after the final 6-week campaign on April 7th, regardless of losing the popular vote. Garcia is strongly supported by the city's Hispanic community. If Garcia were to win, he'd be the first Hispanic mayor of the city.
A San Diego news icon has signed off for for good to the city he made his home. Bill Griffith's last show with KGTV Channel 10 News was this Wednesday. Griffith has been a pillar in the San Diego TV news industry for 39 years. He began his journalism career at the age of 27 and never looked back. And unlike many others in the trade, he spent the entire time with the same station. City College professor Lisa Lake spent 14 years co-anchoring the morning news with Griffith. From all of us here at Newscene, enjoy your retirement. Angie White has the latest entertainment this week, including the death of Leonard Nimoy. Angie?
Thank you, Carrie. Yes, so sad to hear about the iconic Star Trek actor. Leonard Nimoy's wife confirmed his passing this morning. He died from lung disease at the age of 83. Nimoy brought life into one of the greatest characters in television and film history for 50 years. Nimoy was well known for his role as the half-human, half-Vulcan officer Spock on the classic TV series Star Trek. The sci-fi legend was born in Boston and developed an interest in acting at an early age. Nimoy studied drama at Boston College before pursuing his career in Hollywood. In the 1950s, he also served in the Army for the United States. The Spock legend's career included a great deal of work in television and Broadway. He was also a successful director, published writer, poet, and photographer. Nimoy was truly an incredibly unique actor and will be greatly missed. Now let's move on to some lighter entertainment news. For all you film lovers out there, the San Diego Latino Film Festival is right around the corner. Last week we got the chance to attend this year's media kickoff party. Let's check it out. And we are here downtown San Diego at Karina's Mexican and Seafood Restaurant, where some of the biggest announcements are being made for this year's Latino Film Festival.
Our audience is anybody that wants to see Latino culture, anybody that wants to experience it. I think that's our audience for sure. We're going to be opening up a new experience, including shopping and having music every day and art and food. It's going to be really vibrant. It's just great that we could be here tonight to celebrate culture, to celebrate art, to celebrate film. We're actually going to announce the big movies, the big celebrities, where the parties are going to be at. So there's a lot of anticipation for that every time we do these.
Making this the 22nd annual celebration of Latino cinema, you can expect no shortage of culture, empowerment, and inspiration. And beginning March 12th, the festival will now be shown at the AMC Theater at Fashion Valley Mall, and with a variety of over 160 new films from children animation to documentaries, it is certainly an event the whole family can enjoy. And as this season The Bachelor comes to an end, it's off to Bali for the remaining 3 finalists. And it just so happens that one of the lucky ladies is from San Diego. California native Becca Tilley, who is a chiropractic practitioner, has made it one step closer to her happily ever after. The next episode will air this Monday at 8 p.m. And ABC took Modern to a whole new level. Popular television sitcom Modern Family has exceeded expectations, shooting an entire episode using only Apple products. Titled Connection Lost, the episode revolves around several FaceTime calls with conversations all via iPhones, iPads, and MacBooks. Talk about brilliant product placement. And that's all I have this week in entertainment. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Angie. And the weather's going to seem to be changing up a little bit this weekend. We'll have more weather coming up.
Gift giving is hard.
Gift giving is an art.
What do you give the person who's got everything?
I wanted to do something different.
I wanted to surprise him.
I remember looking at the card and saying, "What's this?"
I was like, I got you chickens.
We gave my father-in-law some ducks.
Oh, I'm really getting a goat, and you start making plans to build a gate in your backyard.
I gave her a heifer.
You're giving me a cow for my birthday?
A cow, some goats, and some chickens. I was so happy.
They're not coming to my house, right?
I thought a swarm of bees were going to arrive at the house. And then she explained Heifer International, and I started to cry.
Gifts like this change lives. A farm animal helps families in hunger.
So they can raise their own food.
Children have medicine.
Women have a voice.
Give different.
Christmas, Valentine's Day, Hanukkah, whatever you want.
Give a family life.
It's more than a gift.
It's the best gift I ever gave.
And temperatures are dropping. We may be expecting some rain this weekend. Roxana Paul has the latest in weather.
Hi.
So let's start for today. We're going to start to see how is the weather in the East Coast. We heard that it happened so many storms, snowstorms. So as we can see in Alabama, actually, we can see that because of the road was so slippery, and here in, we had a 4 cars accident, and more than dozens of people were taken to the hospital. Luckily, no one was hurt dangerously. And on this one, as we can see, the boats, and oh my God, and here, but from all this bad weather, the kids were the ones who were enjoying the snow. So now let's take a look at the highs and the low temperatures in the United States. As we can see, the high temperatures, we find it on Phoenix, it's 79, and in Los Angeles, we're going to have 64. Here on the East Coast, we're going to have Boston, it has 23, New York 29, and we get the highest one in Miami with 77. If we go to the low temperatures, we don't have them yet, but the temperature is it's going, a cold storm will be, okay, so for the low temperatures in the West Coast, it's going to be pretty much about 50s. And on the West Coast, we're going to see that New York gets to 11 degrees and Boston gets to 7 degrees. And now we're going to experience rain this weekend. So yes, you heard it well. You better take good clothes, also an umbrella, and really be careful with the driving. Heavy snow is expected in areas above 5,000 feet of elevation. And now let's take a look for the forecast for this weekend. So it's going to be raining, 90% chances of precipitation. So this is it. Back to you guys at the desk.
Alrighty, thank you, Roxana. Okay, so this is a story that I really love. A new winner was crowned for Season 3 MasterChef Junior earlier this week. And his name is 12-year-old Nathan Odom. He took home the prize of $100,000 and the title of MasterChef Junior. Odom and 11-year-old Andrew Zapley were final home cooks, each having a prepare 3-course meal and the judges in 90 seconds. And this is just an excellent story, and we wish him all the best. Once again, he's from San Diego. And that looks like this is it for our edition of Newscene. I'm Nate Holmes.
And I'm Carrie Bryant. Have a wonderful weekend.